Hello, I'm Carmen Milagro, certified CBD educator, as well as the author of Truths About Hemp CBD, a guidebook for curious folks, and the founder of Divina Skincare and Botanicals. Welcome to this special edition of From the Ground Up. Now, what makes this webisode so special? Two words: Jillian Michaels. Jillian Michaels is the world's leading fitness trainer, and she's also a certified nutritionist. So, on this show, we get to ask the question of our guests: is health really the key to wealth? We know that successful transformation starts with the truth about your work life balance from the ground up and from the inside out. On this show, we're also on a quest to find these nuggets of wisdom, these truths, these strategies from industry leaders, celebrities, authors, writers, musicians, artists, real estate investors, just people from all walks of life who are willing to share with us their strategies. So, when we are talking to them and we are diving into these questions, we get to ask them specifically, what are their life, business, and health strategies? Is work life balance truly possible? Are you ready for the truth? Well, let's find out. Let's find out from Jillian Michaels today, shall we? Welcome back to the From the Ground Up. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Carmen Milagro. I'm a certified CBD educator. I'm the author of Truths About Hemp CBD, a guidebook for curious folks, and I'm also the creator of Soothe, a premium hemp CBD muscle serum that you can use pre, during, and post your workouts. Um, yes, the rumors are true. I also started my own band at age 57 during a pandemic. It's Blue Moon Gypsies, but enough about me. We're here today with a very special guest. She's the world's leading fitness trainer and a certified nutritionist as well, Miss Jillian Michaels.
I
Hi, Jillian.
I did not know the rumors were true. And now I do, Carmen. Good to know.
Yeah, crazy, right? But crazier things have happened during this
I love it.
pandemic.
Good for you, dude. Good for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Jillian, oh, and by the way, congratulations on your recent engagement.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
That just made my day. It just made me happy seeing that on Instagram.
Oh, thank you.
Jillian, let's get right down to it. You know, as a fitness trainer, what are your top three health, wealth strategies that you just can't live without? We all say we want to do all these different things, but there's got to be like the three that you are just like, I'm not letting those go.
God, top health wealth strategies. Jesus, how much time do you have? Recruit, support, and delegate. Uh, Practice what I call the 12-hour rule, which is if you sleep 8 hours a night, 7 days a week, it leaves you with 112 waking hours in the week. If you were a single parent, right, most difficult scenario, you spent 50 hours running your household, getting the dry cleaning, taking the dogs to the vet, shuttling the kids back and forth to extracurriculars, and 50 hours a week on work, you still have 12 hours left over to focus on self-care and sanity. And it's enough, right? It's enough to get the haircut once a week. And then the next week, hit the dentist. And then the next week, go see your OBGYN for a checkup. It's enough to hit the nail salon and have a hygiene appointment once a week, or go on a date night, or see some friends to get 4.5 hours of workouts in. It's enough to maintain your physical well-being, still work, and still manage your home. Is it perfect? No. Is it good enough? I think so. Works for me. So the 12-hour rule. And then I would say, the third rule for me is just feel the fear and do it anyway. There's always going to be so many reasons to back out, or to say no, or to wait till tomorrow, until tomorrow doesn't come. And someone said something to me the other day, and it was like, the worst day of your life, so many people would kill for. And it's like, it puts it in perspective of how precious every second is. and not to waste a minute of it.
That's so true, especially with what we've been going through as
Yeah.
a nation, as a human race. I think that resonates so true for so many people. Thank you. That was so well rounded. That was perfect.
Oh, good.
I'm learning a lot. Um, as an expert in nutrition, what would you say? What would what have you encountered as far as like your clients and other people? Like, what's the number one misconception that people have about CBD, for example?
I've got to be honest with you. I don't know enough about CBD. I have had a couple of experts about THC and CBD on my podcast once, and they really knew. I mean, it was a doctor, and it was a whole, the cannabinoid this, and the system
Right.
this, and these strains, and then this blend, and I was like, you know, um, I personally am just not an expert in it. Uh, but obviously there's a real science behind it. The things that I don't love about the space, and I'll say that I don't love it about anything, is when they make something a cure-all. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, nothing cures
Yeah.
everything. Stop. Oh, it fixes this, and it fixes
Right.
that, and it fixes this, and it fixes that. And I much prefer a very deliberate scientific approach of, this helps with seizures. Here are the studies. This
Right.
is the dose. This is the mix. So, when I
Yes.
start to see it in sodas, and then I'm like, all right, that's bullshit. But, when I have actual doctors explaining
Right.
all of the different strains and this and the doses and the blends and the blah, 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 and what it's working on and how, and the evidence behind it, that to me, I'm like, wow, that makes perfect sense. But
Right.
I personally don't know enough about it. When I see it in gum and water, I'm like, that's bullshit.
Right.
But
Well,
when it's thought out and it's deliberate and there's research behind it, then I am like, all right, that's really interesting. Tell me more.
exactly. That actually, that it's perfect, because that's the reason why I wrote this guidebook. It's not everything about hemp CBD, and I only focus on hemp CBD because I'm actually allergic to THC, and 20% of the population is actually allergic to THC. It could do more harm than good.
How do you know if you're allowed? Because I've always actually personally not been able to touch weed,
Yeah.
because I hate it. It makes me like zonked. Hate it. How do you? And I'm like, what does everybody see in this? Not to say CBD, but like when you're a kid and someone hands you a joint and you're like, dude, no, like I've never. How do you know if you're allergic to it? I'm sorry to
Well,
come up. Please,
for
but
me, it was a very, like, I literally can't breathe, and it
oh
has
wow, you
to
get it. You
do
want an
with
anaphylactic shock? Okay, yeah,
eggs.
no.
Yeah,
I just
so that was
feel
like,
like
oh, and unfortunately, but that the way that I found out was a friend of mine thought it would be funny to blow smoke in my face,
oh
because I
geez.
was like, no, I can't, I don't feel good. And so that was like a huge emergency, and
Oh
it
my
all
God. Oh, you're seriously allergic. Not
yes,
like I don't really feel amazing and I don't
exactly.
laugh my head off. Wow. Okay. You almost died. That's not
Yeah.
great. Okay, Carmen, understood.
So, but there's so much good from the CBD aspect, and I
Right.
get all these questions. I'm really lucky I get to work with seniors, and there's a huge benefit for many people. So
Yeah.
that's why I went into that space, and I wrote the guidebook, because I do, like you said, there's a lot of misinformation. And so I wanted to at least sort of set some guidelines, just some bullet
I
points.
think that's great, especially because if
Thank
you
you.
love it and you know what you're doing, then you put out stuff that's really helpful. I've had people suggest CBD for my daughter who's got like pretty intense ADHD.
Uh,
And I haven't gone around to it because we're actually looking for a psychiatrist to kind of help her with it here in Miami
Sure,
since we just moved.
sure.
But I've heard things like that, or appetite, muscle relief creams, all of the
Right.
above. My stepmother has severe arthritis, and she uses this cream on her hands and swears by it.
Yeah,
So, I mean, yeah, like I know that there's legitimacy to it. It's just a matter of sifting through who knows
exactly.
and all of that.
Right, exactly. And that's one of the things that I cover in the book is the NFL has been doing studies for years.
Wow.
So is John Hopkins, and so is the military. So it's all coming out, all these studies. So it's actually a really good time to really, there's so much more education and studies right now. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
really good.
great.
And I know we have, you're so busy. I know we've got to get going, but I have one final question for you, if you don't mind.
No,
Um,
don't.
if you were to say, or do you think that work life balance is truly possible? And if so, why? And if not, why not?
It depends what you want. Like I have a neighbor that is richer than God. And I don't know if the guy's a billionaire, but he's very wealthy. He's got the most ridiculous house I think I've ever seen. It's like 30,000 square feet on open bay in Miami. I mean, the guy drives around like a variety of the most ridiculous looking cars I've ever seen in my life. He's not the average guy. He doesn't
Right.
work average hours. I mean, I don't work average hours either, but
Right.
look, I mean, to achieve an imbalance of success, and I don't mean it's unfair, I just mean he's far more successful than the average person.
Right.
He's willing to go farther than the average person. So you got to ask yourself, like, what do you want?
Right.
And
What's your
how much are you willing to give up for it? And how hard are you willing to work for it? And what's it worth to you? You really do have to decide. And it's different for everybody.
It
I
is.
think.
Thank you, because that's such a straightforward, candid answer. I really struggle with canned responses. I like the canned, real truth about things. So thank you. Jillian, before you go, I also know that you have a new fitness app out, and I think that our audience would love to learn a little bit about that before you go.
Oh, you're cute. Thank you. Yeah, it's not new actually, it just continues to evolve. So it's really sweet because people are like, oh, you've got a new app. And I'm like, no, we just added. Yeah.
Well,
So it
it's
actually
award winning,
no,
right?
it started out as the Jillian Michaels app, and then it evolved into meditations and sleep support and self-care experts and different trainers. And so now we call it the fitness app. And the idea is accessible, affordable, one-stop solutions for customized fitness, nutrition, community support, tracking, basically everything you need on one platform, any device, anytime. Because nobody needs the running app, the food app, the yoga app, the tracking app, the sleep app. It's absurd. It should all be on one platform with the top experts. So that's what it is, called the fitness app.
That's great. Thank you so much, Jillian. I can't tell you how excited I was to do this, spend these few minutes with you. I'm going to see you in Miami. And as a thank you, I'm sending you my serum, and maybe it'll help, someone in your family.
I love it. I would love that. Thank you so much. I've had a
Thank
ton of
you.
fun talking to you.
Thank you so much, Jillian. And that's a wrap, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you, Jillian, for your time, your expertise, and your straightforward candidness. Ever since I saw you on stage for the first time, the second time, you are just the genuine, real thing. So thank you.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thanks for watching. There you have it. Some candid strategies and ideas straight from the world's leading fitness expert, Jillian Michaels. That was so much fun, guys, especially after we finished the recording. That was just a blast. And I'm so appreciative that she was able to take some time out of her super busy schedule to chat with me and to share with you some of her insights and her ideas and her thoughts. I'm Carmen Milagro, and this has been a very special edition of From the Ground Up. I wish you all a healthy lifestyle journey as you continue to build your wealth and maintain your health. And remember, transformational success starts with working smart. And as Jillian Michaels says, defining what work life balance means to you. I hope you'll continue taking good care of yourself from the inside out and from the ground up. Until next time, I'm Carmen Milagro, and that really is a wrap. Like, I'm really done. We're good to go. Thanks. See you next time. Bye.